So, hello everybody. Good morning from Plymouth, from University of Plymouth International College. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are. And thank you very much for joining this information session about UPIC. We should start with some introduction. So my name is Tim Gutzel. I'm Director of Marketing and Admissions for the college, and I'll pass to my colleagues to introduce themselves.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are across the world. My name is Toby Joseph Johnson. I'm the Student Experience Manager here at UPIC.
Hello, my name's Amber. I'm the Marketing and Student Recruitment Coordinator here at the college. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi everyone, I'm Nico Staurengi. I'm the Admission Manager here at UPIC. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone. So you can see on screen there, we have an agenda for our session, which should take about half an hour or so. We have more time. If you'd like to go on for longer, we'll take any questions that you may have as we go through, either in the chat function, or we'll leave plenty of time at the end for any other questions you may have. We're going to keep the agenda quite kind of crisp and clear and simple. So 5 main points that we're going to focus on. The first being our location. We understand not everyone's heard of Plymouth, so we'll tell you what a great place it is, both to study and to live. We'll talk about our quality, about our product range, about our service. So things like student support, turnaround times on applications, all of that kind of thing. And then most importantly, student success. So we have a great student record, and we'll tell you more about our student success rather than just focusing on all the dry details about CASs and fees. We'll tell you about some of the people who've studied with us and how well they've done. So to start with location. No, I correct myself, to start with meet the team. So we started that. You've met Nico, who's our admissions manager. Amber is our marketing and student recruitment coordinator. I'm a director of marketing and admissions, and Toby is our student experience manager. So it's not many of us on the team, a small but perfectly formed team of people you're not getting to meet this morning. On the top row is Matthias Shortcook, who is our college director and principal. Dr. Dave Jones is our director of academic and student services. On the second row, Amy Byrne works with Nico in admissions. And on the bottom row there with Toby, we have Anita Lee and Sarah Hines, who work in our student experience team. Oh, Toby, I think it's over to you and the virtual tour. So we'll give you lots of information, but we also want to give you a flavour of how Plymouth is, how it looks, how it feels, so you can share that with your prospective students.
Everyone, is everybody able to see my screen okay?
Yeah, looks good, Toby.
Looks good.
Fantastic. So you can see Britain's Ocean City, I believe, right? Or we can see the ocean and the city.
We can see a lot of ocean. We can see the city in the background.
Fantastic. So just to give you all an overview, Plymouth has adopted the branding of Britain's Ocean City. It reflects the pride that the city takes in its unique maritime heritage and stunning setting, but also the city's ambition and its confidence in what it has to offer. If I take a little fly over to the Plymouth Hoe, I can tell you more about the city itself. As we can look across, we can see the city center, and right in the middle of there, we can see the University of Plymouth. So it's a city center campus. Plymouth itself has a strong consensus around its aspirations to be recognized at an international level for being a waterfront city, a university with worldwide reputation and world assets in relation to marine sciences and technologies. One of the finest regional theaters in the country and a maritime heritage of the worldwide significance. So over the next 10 years, the city itself aims to build its reputation for excellent hospitality in food and drink, as well as major investments in quality hotels and visitor accommodation. It's recognized as a leading sustainable, clean, green city through its environmental credentials and the role that the residents, businesses, and visitors play, as well as the expanding marine business areas, which have been fully developed and hopefully drive wider investment into the city. The university itself has expanded and supported the regeneration of the city center, Over the last 12 months, there are 3 new buildings that are, 2 of which have been completed. One is just about to be finished off in preparation for the students that will arrive in September. And actually 3 from the 3 various faculties that we have available. So Faculty of Health, there's a new building called the Intercity Place, which is home to some of our nursing students that we have studying here at the college. We've got the Babbage building, which has been newly formed over here, which is home to our Faculty of Science and Engineering students. And then we've got an amazing business school that is being created right in the middle of the campus.
So where's the college, Toby, in relation to all of these university buildings that you're showing us?
So the college is actually located very close to Intercity Place, which also has the train station. So very good to transportation links, very central and on campus. Most of our classes are held both at the college as well as on campus. So you might be joining UPIC, but ultimately, you'll have all the services that the University of Plymouth students have. So there isn't any difference. You get a nice student card as well, which is great, which makes it feel all the more real that you are studying abroad. I feel students are so excited to get there.
So it's a couple of minutes walk to the station, couple of minutes walk to the university campus, couple of minutes walk to the city centre, and 10 minutes walk to the waterfront. Fair summary?
Yeah, I believe so. And as you can see, most of these buildings that are highlighted in red tend to be the facilities available to our students. So you have a real good spread right across campus and the city centre, all within a 10 to 15-minute walk. And it's not just the facilities from a study perspective, but also from an accommodation perspective. So you get to live in and around the city at an affordable price. But we will go through this later on through this presentation. I'll just take you
What's your favourite part, Sutton Harbour?
I believe Sutton Harbour. It's nice to go for lunch on a beautiful day. Today is a bit overcast.
You have lunch on your boat, Toby?
One of the boats, Tim. And yes, fantastic, good lunch. And there's really something for everyone. So there's quite a few international restaurants that have just come available, Nepalese, West African, various restaurants available. But we always try and encourage our students to try the local delicacy, the local pasties. Try a scone, have it, the Devon way or the Cornish way, all up for debate completely.
Fish and chips?
Of course, fish and chips, local British delicacy, that, yeah.
Everything we're looking at here is just within a few minutes walking distance, isn't it? So Sutton Harbour and the marina there and the university campus and all the shops and cafes in the city centre and indeed the university accommodation.
Yeah, so this is a university accommodation and this is what it looks like. As you can see, you can have a little look through. So, all bills inclusive, mostly ensuite bathroom in there. I can exit this building itself and come over to one of these halls that are available in Gilwell Residence.
So can UPIC students access university accommodation, Toby?
They are able to. The one thing we would advise, though, is if you're going directly for the on-campus university accommodation, the prices are are quite competitive because you're competing with all the home students, and it might be it might be a bit of an issue sometimes when you're trying to maybe book for a 2-semester program, which we offer here at the college, as opposed to studying for up to 52 weeks. So
there's a question there, Toby, in the chat about can under 18s stay on campus?
Yes. So not necessarily on campus per se, but very close to. We have accommodation for under 18s available through our approved letting agent. It's located very close to the city center, only a 10-minute walk. And it's, highly secure, as well as having a good service. So they've got people who watch after the students and make sure that they're okay, as well as the support available from the student experience officers here at the college.
It's great.
Thank you. What I'll do is I'll put a link to this virtual tour into the chat, so feel free to use it for any conversion activities that you have. And I shall stop sharing my screen a second.
Thank you, Toby. I hope that gives everybody a good idea of how the city looks. Great place to live. We're not in London, clearly not, but there's big advantages to that. So, and we'll talk about accommodation now. That's one of the major plus points of Plymouth as a student city. So lots of accommodation available, all within 5 to 10 minutes walk of the campus. Most of the rooms are en suite, means students have their own bathroom. It's in a city which is ranked in the top 15 for safest UK cities, according to the Complete University Guide in 2023. And it's very cost effective as a student city for accommodation and other living costs. So you can see there our accommodation prices start from around £100 a week. And you'll know that can be half or a third even of London accommodation costs. So accommodation, a big plus point for Plymouth as a student city. Quality. We know everybody asks all the time, don't they, about rankings. Plymouth is a mid-ranked UK university, to be fair, but with some really good, strong proof points for excellence in certain areas, particularly in student experience. So in 2023, the university was given TEF, so that's Teaching Excellence Framework, triple gold, and that is very unusual. So that's gold overall, gold for student experience, and gold for student outcomes. So compare that with other universities. That triple gold is a real quality kite mark in relation to the student experience. Also, very recently, just a week or so ago, in the latest Times Higher Education rankings, Plymouth was ranked #2 UK Young University. So that's amongst universities in the UK which are less than 50 years old. So #2 in that ranking is an exceptional achievement. And then in the top 10 for marine. So as Toby showed you there, we are a coastal university, and a lot of our academic excellence is in all things related to marine. So marine science, coastal engineering, so logistics as well. So being a marine city from a business perspective. So top 10 UK marine universities. So some really good proof points there for quality. And also in quality, student outcomes. So you will know from working with other pathway providers that these progression and completion rates are absolutely exceptional. So more than 85% progression from the UPIC program to the university degree program, and then more than 85% student completion of the university degree. And an equivalent number of first class and upper second class degrees awarded to UPIC students as to international direct entrance. So if you bear in mind that students are joining UPIC from possibly a slightly lower academic level or from with slightly lower grades, but our students achieve as many good degrees, firsts and 2-1s, as direct entrance, then that absolutely is evidence that we are adding value for our students and helping them to achieve. Oh, got some videos to show you now. So you can hear lots from us about what a great place it is, but I think it probably means a bit more to hear it from the students, starting with Henry.
Thanks, Tim. I'm just going to butt in there. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yep.
Bit quiet? Okay, good. So I think I was speaking quite quietly before because I'm a delicate little lady, but as Tim mentioned there, this is a video of our physiotherapy student, Henry. Oh, also, this might come up as a little bit loud, so if you want to spend a couple of seconds turning your volume down, please do. But if not, here we go.
I left my family and friends to start this new adventure. The staff were friendly and helpful. They make life away from home exciting. My name is Henry, and I'm in my first year studying physiotherapy.
Okay, and similarly, we have another video of Edwin. He was a pre-master's student here at UPIC and flew into the main university with no issues. So this is Edwin's story.
Studying at UPIC as an international student was relaxing for me because of the reception and good interaction I had with my professor. And I want to recommend all international students globally to come to UPIC. It is the best place for academic excellence. My name is Edwin Ubidi. Thank you very much.
That's lovely. And this is one of our star students as well, Laura. She's now studying for a PhD in robotics. Just a warning, I think this video I've been told is the loudest. So feel free to turn it down, but also it's a great video. So let's turn it up. Here we go. This is Laura.
I moved to Plymouth at the young age of 17. UPIC gave me all the tools to achieve great things in my academic journey. Living next to the sea, green areas, and Cornwall is great. I'm Laura Álvarez Hidalgo, and I'm doing a PhD in robotics.
Stunning. And if anyone wants any of these as marketing materials, please do let me know and I can send them to you via email. And yeah, I'll pass over to Nico to explore our full product range.
Thank you, Amber. So here you can see our product range. So we offer three types of program regarding depending on the entry level. So we got our foundation program on the right. Most of them are 2 semester long, except for health and human sciences, which is 3 semester long. And our foundation program are usually available in September. All of them are available in September. Most of them are available in January, except for health and human sciences, and some of them, including all the business one, are available in May. Then in the center, we got our first year direct entry program. And again, all of them are available in September, and the business one are available in January. And finally, on the left, we got our pre-master program. Pre-master program are just 1 semester long, and they're all available in January and May, and some of them are also available in September, including our brand new pre-master leading to the MBA, which is also accredited. And yeah, basically for pre-master, our entry requirement will be a university level qualification corresponding to at least a UK HND, higher national diploma, or to a bachelor degree. And moving on, I want to talk to you about the service. So at UPIC, we try to guarantee you a fast turnaround time. So our team is very committed to get back to you as soon as we can. Obviously, with clear communication, we always try and make sure that we explain what we are requesting to your applicant. Amy is not on the call today, but most of you may have already contacted her, so you know already how friendly she is. And most importantly, here at UPIC, we can also issue the CAS in-house. So we don't have to wait for the university to raise the CAS for your student, but once we have received all the documentation, including the financial evidence, we can actually issue the CAS for your student. That's usually speed up the process quite a lot. In terms of flexibility, in case your applicant doesn't meet our academic entry requirement, for example, some of their grade might be slightly lower than the one we require, please ask them to submit their application anyway, because we can always refer their application to our academic board, who might look at the application as a whole, considering, for example, their CV, the other grade, the work experience, if there is a strong personal statement explaining why they want to study a specific program and why in Plymouth. So we might still be able to say yes, even if the grades are slightly short, slightly lower than the one we require. And with regards to the CAS, so what happened after your student paid the deposit? So first of all, the deposit for UPIC is 50% for undergraduate program, so foundation and first year, and 100% for pre-master. After we receive the deposit, we'll ask the student to officially accept their offer and confirm that all the details on their provisional CAS are correct, or whether they need some amendments. We'll then ask for some document that we will need in order to follow all the UKVI procedure. So we'll ask for financial evidence, which usually it's a bank statement showing enough money for 28 consecutive days, or it can be a loan letter as long as it's acceptable. We'll also ask them to submit a precast checklist for the university, just to confirm all the details before raising the CAS. And all this check is not because we want to be difficult, to make things complicated. It's just because we want to adhere to the UKVI policy. We want to make sure that your student has strong possibility to actually get a successful visa application. We will give you support all the way to your student and to you. So please feel free to ask all the questions you need regarding particular financial evidence. But we're also happy to announce that in the last 2 intakes, we had an amazing zero visa refusal, which makes not only us happy, but also all our students and our agents.
I touched up on this during the virtual tour. This is the Faculty of Health new building, Intercity Place, located just by the train station. So literally 2 minutes walk from the college and the university campus. It's a brand new facility, renovated. So as you can see, £33 million was invested for the future of nurses, midwives, and allied health professionals. Amazing clinical facilities, the latest technology. It's also a good place for students to, come back and do some, study of and access the computer access area within there.
Thanks, Toby. And as you mentioned, that's in addition to the 3 buildings which are being or have been recently renovated on campus too. So it's great to see, actually, it's great to see so much scaffolding around the campus, because it means we're constantly updating and improving.
Absolutely. And not just the facilities, but also our students. So we create such a soft landing for the students when they arrive. And we, make sure that they use all the facilities available, as well as the resources in both ourselves as staff members, to make sure that, they are comfortable and they do achieve academic excellence. And as you can see there, Gia Kanal, she's from Nepal. She got the Academics Excellence Scholarship, which gives her 50% of her next year's fees. So these progression scholarships only apply when the students move across from us at the college to the university. She progressed from her first year in events management to her second year. She achieved really good grades. Her attendance was very good, and she was able to apply for the Academic Excellence Scholarship. There's a QR code there where you can find a link for more information. Apart from the Academic Excellence Scholarship that offers 50% of the tuition fees, we also have what we call a Progression Scholarship. There are full T's and C's that apply to this, because it's only you can only apply to certain faculties, particularly the arts and humanities. But if a student was to have over 85% attendance, we expect all our students to attend all the classes, because they're paying a lot of fees to study here, and also achieving 70% grade average in every module that they're studying. And this would automatically deduct £2,000 for their tuition fees when they progress across to the university. For more information, please feel free to reach out to the team and I. Any questions, please let me know.
Did you say 50% the Academic Excellence Award,
Correct,
Toby?
50%. And I
That's
think that's
extraordinary, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And, that's for rewarding students who, are trying to get the best value out of us. So, yeah, really, really amazing.
We interrupted Amber. Sorry, Amber.
No, you're telling great stuff. But just to let everybody know, we are active across several social media channels. We get the most engagement from our Instagram, from students. Facebook's a great one too for more parents and guardians to see what we're all about. But as Tim mentioned there, we also have a YouTube channel with lots of videos and LinkedIn. So what we really try to do is give future students and current students a flavour of what it's like to study in Plymouth. And we want to make sure our new students really are integrated into university life. So we let them know any events going on campus, and all those kinds of things to make sure they feel fully integrated. It's also a great platform to remind them of certain academic deadlines or things that they need to know for their future career, education fairs and all this. So yeah, what I would mention as well for agents, if you want anything specific to help market to your students, then do let me know. We can work together on different videos, maybe brochures, flyers, that kind of thing. Of course, we already have some that are up to date, so do get in touch and I can send you the latest materials.
And just to echo Amber's point there about any materials, if there's any particular nationality that you want to recruit for, we have students from that background here at the college, and they're quite engaging and happy to participate in any, materials that you want produced. So just do let us know, and then we can put that together for you.
So what we do now, we're getting towards the end now, but we tend to go through some frequently asked questions. So we know these are questions that we get quite often. So we do a bit of role play amongst the UPIC team and ask these questions of each other. Hopefully this will give you a lot of the information that you need. But if you need more information, then please do feel free to ask. We'll leave plenty of time at the end, or continue to use the chat function as well. I think we're pretty much up to speed with the questions and answers in the chat function, but do please feel free. But let's start working through these. So can I ask you, Nico, is there an option to study online?
Thank you, Tim. No, unfortunately, there isn't an option to study online anymore. The only case where we allow study online is if the student choose pre-sessional English program, which they can be online, and therefore they will receive the CAS after completing the English program. But in all the other cases, no, lesson are face-to-face in campus. Toby, actually, the second one is very related to what I just said. Toby, what if my IELTS or PT score do not meet your English requirement?
If your IELTS or PT scores do not meet the English requirements, we would then offer you a pre-sessional course before the academic year starts. I believe we have some possibly available online that would be available around August time. Sometimes they might be online, sometimes they might be face-to-face. So these are the only options available.
But yeah, it's a good option, pre-sessional English, and delivered through the university's English Language Centre. So yeah, do let us know if you have somebody whose IELTS or PTE are not quite at the right grade. Toby, do you want to throw the next one out there?
Yeah, sure. So can I apply if I have a study gap or a visa refusal in the past, Tim?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the elements of service that Nico mentioned before is flexibility. We do try to be flexible, particularly in relation to study gaps. So we have no absolute rules about study gaps. Actually, it can be a really good thing if somebody's done some study, then gone off and got some work experience, realized that they need a bit more education to progress in their career. Some of those students are amongst our most highly motivated. So certainly we'll look at a study gap. To make a decision on an application with a study gap, we of course need lots of information about what somebody's been doing during that time. So good, full, accurate, up-to-date CV we'd be looking for there. But yes, absolutely, we can consider study gaps. Visa refusals, well, as you know, particularly lots of US or Canadian visa refusals are very generic. We sometimes think they're kind of being used just to control numbers rather than being particularly personal. If we see a visa refusal which is just really generic, we'll be very happy to look at it. If we see something obviously which has things to be really concerned about in a previous visa refusal, then we'd be less likely to view that positively. But on both of those points, study gap and visa refusal, we're very happy to consider applications. Nico, can I apply if my grades are slightly lower than what's required?
Yes, please. We would recommend that your student would submit the application anyway, because as we mentioned, if the grades are just slightly lower than what is required, it wouldn't be usually a straight no. We would refer their application to our academic board, who would assess the whole application. So it would be useful to receive, for example, a CV with some relevant work experience, a strong personal statement explaining why they want to study this program and how they think they will be successful in these studies. Well, also some other grades, for example, math might not be in the highest kind of score, but they might have some other quantitative subject that we might consider, like accounting, economics. Therefore, yes, please, even if the grades are just slightly lower than what we require, please submit the application anyway, because we might still be able to make them an offer. And Amber, can I live anywhere in the UK?
No, I'm so sorry, Nico. You cannot. You must live in Plymouth. But the good news is that there are lots of options on campus, as we've seen earlier in the virtual tour. And we would recommend kind of live in 5 to 10 minutes from campus, because it's get you to class as soon as possible. So yeah, do get students to live in Plymouth. Although if they're worried that they want to see more of the UK, then they can easily jump on a train or a bus. They can go to other cities in the southwest, like Exeter or Bristol, or a little further afield to London, or jump on a plane and you're in Europe. So no, sorry, Nico, you do have to live in Plymouth. Nico, I'm going to go back to you. After paying the deposit and providing financial evidence, do I need to wait for the uni to raise my CAS?
Luckily, you don't, because we have an agreement with the university and we can raise the CAS ourselves. So after you've paid and provided all the financial evidence document that we are requested, we can straight away raise your CAS. So sometime even the same day when we receive all the requested document, you will receive your CAS. So that's a very good point. Thank you, Amber, because we don't need to wait for the uni to raise all our CASs. We can do that ourselves in-house.
Thank you. I've got some questions in the Q&A here. So, Tim, can you tell us a little bit more about TEF and TEF Gold?
Teaching Excellence Framework is TEF, TEF. So that's a kind of evaluation of all universities, which is carried out by government. So it's not something we can control or influence other than by providing information and being assessed by government. And it has various categories. So it's essentially it's about the quality of undergraduate teaching and the undergraduate student experience. And there are gold, silver, bronze awards made in student experience. So that's how students feel about their experience of living and studying at the university. Student outcomes, so that's about academic success, numbers of good degrees, the value added academically for our students. That's the second category. And then there's an overall award. So for the overall, there's gold. We are gold as well. So gold in all three categories of the Teaching Excellence Framework in 2023. So overall, student experience and student outcomes.
Thank you so much, Tim. There's some more questions coming in. Can you tell us about the tuition fee for foundation and pre-masters? Nico.
Yep, let me just pin them up on our website. So for foundation from September, so the 2-semester foundation are currently 15,950 for tuition fees. And for human sciences, as we said, it's slightly longer. It's 3-semester foundation, so that's why the price is also a bit higher. It's 17,950. With regards to first year, from September, the first year tuition fee is 16,950. With regard to the pre-master, currently the pre-master fee for September would be 9,950. But if your student meet all the conditions and pay the deposit, which is 100% for pre-master, by the 30th of June, so by the end of this month, at the moment we got a scholarship available of £1,500. So that's very important to remember. By the end of June, you can get the pre-master with a 1,500 discount if you pay and commit all your conditions by the end of this month.
Thank you so much, Nico. How much deposit initially a CAS and about enrollment by anonymous? So we said 50% for undergrad and 100% for pre-masters.
Yeah.
Is UKVI IELTS mandatory for foundation, and do UPIC accept home-based testing?
Not home-based testing. UKVI IELTS is mandatory in case your student needs to attend face-to-face pre-sessional English. If not, we can accept also non-UKVI IELTS.
Thank you. And the
Sorry
last
to jump
one.
in.
Yeah, go on.
The last one. It looks like Aditi has their hand raised.
Yeah, sure. I think we might need to promote her into the panel once we do that. So we'll just finish off the Q&A and then I'll do that. Thank you so much,
Thank
Amber.
you.
If the student is just a 0.5 band away to be eligible in that case, can we consider for admission? So IELTS 1 module 5 band, and also it is not UKVI.
So if there are only 0.5 short in one band, we can offer a 2-week pre-sessional English. If they got a UKVI IELTS, they can attend a face-to-face. If it's a non-UKVI IELTS, they will have to attend an online pre-sessional, but it will be just 2 weeks if they're only 0.5 short in one band. Then, of course, we've got different duration according to how much gap they need to cover. For example, if they're 0.5 short in 2 bands, the pre-sessional English will be 6 weeks long, and then we got 8 weeks and 11 weeks.
Thank you so much, Nico.
I think maybe Aditi's question is in the chat. I can see you still have your hand raised, Aditi, but there are 2 questions in the chat, which I think we're coming back to you for, Nico, again. So it's about IELTS waiver for India and also IELTS waiver for Nepal.
Right. There is an IELTS waiver for India. Let me just double check. So it's only from certain boards, and I can tell you which one. So if your student is not from some certain region like Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Uttarakhand, Telangana, and Hyderabad, but they attended a board like the CBSE or the CISCE, and they got 60% in their English language in year 12, we can exempt the IELTS for foundation. If they got 70% in their English language in year 12 in one of these 2 boards, we can also exempt it for year 1 and pre-master.
How about Korean students?
Ooh, we don't have a specific one for Korea yet. In that case, we would have to check with the uni if they're happy to accept. But no, at the moment, we don't have any exemption for Korea student based on high school grades.
And then for Nepal, we have had an IELTS waiver. We're currently being asked to review that by the university. And a lot of these things are to do with compliance and UKVI requirements. So we're just working through that at the moment. So we have previously always offered IELTS waiver for Nepal. We may need to look at that in the near future. We're not sure if we can continue to do that. And then Zaid Rafiq in the chat has asked, where is the new campus located? We've talked a lot about new buildings, but they're all on the single campus that we have. So it's a 1 campus university, which also makes it very convenient compared to many, which can be spread across different locations in different cities. But it's a single campus in the centre of Plymouth, right next to the train station, right next to the shops and all the city facilities, and 10 minutes from the waterfront. I think that's all of the questions that we have in the chat. Are there any in the Q&A, Toby?
Yes, there are.
I think there is one from P2 regarding whether a student has completed 12th grade to be considered for English waiver. Is there a gap criteria? Usually, we tend to consider the English waiver if they are less than 10 years old. Of course, if in the meantime the student has also took an IELTS test or a PTE test, we cannot ignore them. So we will need to receive also the new test. Excuse me, but yeah, if even if it's they did they've completed high school a few years ago and they haven't taken any IELTS, yes, they are feel free to please submit their grades, and if we can waive it, we will.
Kola Adebayo is asking, what's the English requirement for applicants from Nigeria, specifically for foundation in nursing?
I can answer that one.
Oh,
Kola.
well, rushing to answer. Toby, you win.
I'll get in there early, Kola. Kola, 5 YX or 5 passes in NECO will be fine for admission into
Specifically English is C6 and above,
so
isn't
C6,
it?
C6 and above, correct, yeah. But yeah, 5 passes is all you need in YX or NECO.
Do we still have some questions in the Q&A? Have we answered all of those now?
More are coming in, which is fantastic. Could I know the link for watching the campus tour that Toby provided? Absolutely. I'm just going to send you the link. It's just a virtual tour link. You can click on there, and I trust your driving skills to be able to navigate on that website, so not a problem there. A recording of this webinar will be sent to you as well, so you can use that.
How can we get the videos for marketing? As I mentioned before, we have lots of videos on our YouTube channel, but those shorter student videos, for example, Amber would be very happy to share those with you if you'd like to reach out to Amber.
We do accept application from Pakistan. You can see it has been asked a couple of times. Yes, we are currently accepting application from Pakistan.
Pre-sessional English is available, yes, for all levels of study, foundation, year 1 and pre-masters. Slightly higher entry requirements, understandably, for year 1 and pre-masters, but yes, available for all levels.
And the last question, no, unfortunately, we cannot apply the IELTS waiver for Punjab or for the other region that I mentioned before, I'm afraid.
No open questions.
For now.
Fantastic. It's great for us when you do ask questions, because we can think of lots of things to tell you, but we can't be sure that we're giving you all the information you need. And when you ask that, it's actually really helpful for us. That went very fast. Sorry. C6 in YX or NECO 5. So Toby, do you want to just go through the entry requirements and especially the English for Nigeria again?
So, okay, yes, absolutely. So for Kola, if you have a student that wants to come and study adult nursing here at the college, 5 passes, including maths and English at C6 and above, will be sufficient for the application. That could be in YX or NECO. So C6
sorry,
and
Toby,
above.
also, if it's nursing, we'll need to see also some science grades like biology, chemistry.
Yeah, biology, chemistry.
Physics.
So you can see our contact details there on the screen. As we mentioned, we're a small team, so please do feel free to reach out to any of us and hopefully we'll know the answer, or if we don't, we can consult with colleagues, pass your inquiry on and make sure that you get a prompt response. So that's part of service, and we mentioned right at the start that's something which is really important to us. We're typically on around a 2-day turnaround for applications at the moment, so there's no long wait to get a decision on an application or on an inquiry that you have. And as Nico mentioned before, also when everything is in place, we don't have to wait for the university to issue the CAS. We're authorised by the university to issue the CAS on their behalf. One final image there to leave you with of fireworks, symbolic of a great place to live, great place to study, student success. The picture you can see there is of the annual British Fireworks Championship. And that happens every summer on the Hoe, on the waterfront, which Toby showed you before. Hundreds of people gather to watch fireworks over 2 evenings in the summer as soon as darkness falls. Fantastic competitive firework displays. So yeah, that's a great thought to leave you with, I hope. Thank you all very much for your attendance. I can see we had over 100 people join us this morning or this afternoon or this evening, wherever you are. So I'll say thank you to my UPIC colleagues, to Toby, to Amber, and to Nico, and to all of our attendees. Thank you very much for joining. As I mentioned, we have recorded this session, so we'll share the link to the recording with you as soon as we have it, and we'll post it on our YouTube channel. So great, thank you all very much indeed, and we look forward very much to receiving your inquiries and your applications. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.